buy-in games.
OMG.
So the topic today I want to talk about is buy-in games. Basically, BDO is obviously a buy-in game. You almost can't really play the game to the full extent without paying at least a decent amount of money. First of all, it has like a $20 buy-in just to buy the game itself if you didn't get it on sale or get it for free from one of the events, because they're constantly giving it away for free and stuff like that. You could be, like somebody that's extremely free to play and they're making a lot of money free to play in the game and you've never spent a dime. Well, the problem is you actually have to spend a dime eventually in order to succeed in certain avenues. Not that big of a deal, but that's not the point. That's not the moral of the story. The moral of the story is like hacking and counter hacking. Like people that hack the game, they think in different logics. They think, is it worth it for me to hack right now? Like, am I going to get away with it if I hack right now? Right? And if I hack a little bit right now, is it going to benefit me or am I going to lose my account? And that right there is the best part about buy-in games, is they have to basically all in at every moment. Is they don't get a free copy of the game, so they have to spend a little bit of money. And if they can cheat you right away as soon as they buy the game, well, that's not okay. You need a solution for that. And there's so much going on in this topic that I really want to talk about with buy-in games. When somebody's cheating. Like if you're at a world boss, when a game's cheated. Right away. Because somebody that comes over and they do something unnatural, like literally turn into like Red Jesus and teleporting around and just Super Saiyan aura, and that's not even in the game, and then they just one-shot the world boss and nobody gets rewards because they killed it and they were the only one to do it. Well, that doesn't happen in buy-in games because you have something on the line. It's not free. If you can just keep making accounts, well, then there's going to be cheaters pretty much forever in your game. And what I really wanted to talk about is I'm very against a lot of these people that are like pro anti-pay to win games. And it's like there's a difference between pay to win and buy-in. Okay, pay to win. Pay to win directly means that you're like paying a fee to win. Okay, and we all know when we're just joking too. You know what I mean? Like some of us say pay to win, but we're like, it's only pay to win because somebody that's noob and doesn't farm can like just swipe their credit card and get to like end game. That doesn't mean they win. You know what I mean? Like if once there's a bunch of people at our end game, they stop winning because they're noob. All right. And then there's pay to win games where it doesn't matter if you're noob. Like there's no like skill to it. It's just like, do you have the monthly package to win or not? And some games are like that. Now, those kind of games I'm strictly against. We need to understand the difference here. Because the difference is where the law should be set. The law should not be centralized around gambling games or like buy-in games like BDO. It should be around games that are like central around like secret hidden advantages that like black market firmware that are similar to black market firmware. Black market firmware is like where you pay a hacker to give you, obviously cheating advantages, like see where players are, see through the framework, overlays that are like hacking overlays. Man, they did that update last week, and now my pet doesn't attack when I tell it to attack sometimes. But let's keep talking about this topic here, because we're on a verge for something. I do believe that they tried to go for more, like Dark Army in a way tried to go for more than they were prescribed. And what I mean by that is, if in-game purchases are banned or microtransactions are banned from buy-in games, the stakes go down and the game becomes hacked, like chain hacked, because buy-in would be only like $20 or $60. Like at the end of the day, we're gonna have to make buy-in games like that are like BDO. Like you literally have to pay $1 million just to play the game, and then you have no clients, because who's gonna pay that kind of a money to just play a game? Like that's outrageous. And why? Because you want millionaires that are targeting your game to not play the game because you want to ban them, and because your banning costs you time and effort and research. You need to hire people in order to admin your game. It costs you so much that you have to set your premiums at a certain level. Your premiums meaning buy-in to play, and you don't want to lose clients either. So it's like we want to. It's not even about that to gamers. Like, I don't care if your game has a lot of clients or not, if the game is super fun. If your game is super fun, then it's going to be great. If your game has bad clients, then your game is going to suck. So your game has to ban and segregate people based off of their choices on what they're willing to do to other players, meaning hackers or griefers and things like that. And BDO is on the best path of this. Like, they are very enlightened in the world of gaming, because let me tell you that one of their stances since the beginning of the game, like I was like, are they pro griefing or anti griefing? Like, I literally asked that to one of my friends beforehand. The friend that bought this for me too, shout out to JC one time. He bought me BDO, and because he knew what kind of game I was looking for. He knew based off of like the way I act, the way I talk, right? What I like in games. One of the big things you're looking for in a game developer is consistency to the fundamental goals, the mission objective, basically the MO, right? Like, it's all about the fundamental mission objective. See, why did my pet not attack over there? Oh yeah, it did. And one of BDO's mission objectives was anti-griefing, anti-stream sniping, sniping in general. But like, if you have an enemy, you can look them up and try and find them where they are to hunt them down. Like, that's not wrong. You can do that. So it's in-game. It's an in-game thing where they tell you what farming spot they are on, whether they're online or not online. But here's the problem: is when people mix third-party infrastructure with the in-game infrastructure, that's where you can get banned, because these developers are not playing around. Like, their main objective, like I said, is to create a healthy experience for all of us, and revolving around anti-griefing, anti-sniping, anti-cheating. And that's where buy-in comes into play. Is like, you can't do these things without risking your real life money. And that's like the promise we get. That's what we pay for. Like you, the hacker, might not think that it's okay for them to take your money without giving you a refund or whatever. You actually don't deserve a refund if you're banned for that, because we're paying money for that certainty. Like, we're supporting this developer's mission statement. And that's the difference between a buy-in game. A buy-in game does not have a subscription to win. It has like a subscription to profit, and it has caps. This game has a very high cap, but it's not that unreasonable. Like, a lot of the end game players, like there's players that have like 7 billion or 7 trillion, I mean, my bad. 7 trillion, which they're already almost full build or are full build and have 7 trillion extra. 7 trillion is pretty much a whole extra build at max. So they already have 2 full builds. So they're at a point where they've lapped the competition. Yes, it's a snowball game, and you get more as you get stronger. But at a certain point, you start to make $1 billion an hour, or like $500 million to $750K an hour. Like, I'm at 750 million an hour. Like right here in this spot. Roughly, maybe up to $500,000 by myself. This is a 2-person spot. And typically, you'll make $1 billion with another really good player. And it gives you double loot. So, the thing is like, I just really wanted to showcase my churros as well, but I did also want to showcase a world boss. I tried to upload a video where I had a world boss, because I wanted to show you guys, like, we know when somebody's not cheating. I showed in my last video, it was completely silent because my mic went out, unfortunately. And I didn't know. It was a software issue. I apologize for that empty video. But what I was trying to speak in that video is like, look around. This is BDO. You know, this is BDO's universe right here. And nobody's cheating. Like, I get to damage the boss. Nobody's griefing each other. Like, because you go to a world boss, like, because it's got a good system. All right. Why is nobody griefing even though they can? Because the moment you flag up and hit another person, you can be attacked. Not the person that got hit. They're safe from everybody except the one that chose to do it. Now he can be attacked. All right. And if he has AoE skills, he might tag other people and then they can attack him as well. Right? I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Until he's a bandit. If he hits, 100 people with one AoE skill, he'll instantaneously become a bandit. I'm pretty sure that's how it works too. Because like, if you go to a world boss and there's literally 100 people there and you flag up and use one AoE skill and you hit all 100 of them, you go negative 300,000, you're a bandit instantly. Just for hitting them, not even for killing them. And then anybody can attack you because everybody, and including the guards, can attack you. So BDO's doing a great job with anti-griefing, and the griefers hate it. Like, I know I watched Blue Squadron recently release a video with like Goon, apparently, which is like a big griefing clan. And I'm pretty sure they're like a multi-game clan that has been around and called Goon for a really long time. So they kind of are known for this. And I'm pretty sure that they're not, this is what they desire to do. They desire to like literally find one person and the whole world revolves around them for a little bit. And they just attack them. I know that's not funny, but even though I laughed, like that's not what I like to do. I don't enjoy that. I don't enjoy being the target of it. And it's not something that's like okay in my book. What is okay is like natural gameplay. It feels really good. Like if a clan came over and like this spot's taken, and they're like literally militarinely taking over with like your boys, and you're like, this is our spot, like get out, and they kill you a couple times. Like They're not there to do empathy terror. They're not harassing you. They're not doing any kind of thing like that. They're not messing around. That's where it goes too far. Is like a lot of people do this like automatic like, ooh, target this guy and muff him up a little bit, mess him up a little bit, you know, slap him around a little bit. It's fine. I'm just slapping him around a little bit. No, that's not okay. All right, that's where the line draws to like bioterrorism. Even that small little bit, like we don't like to be slapped around as gamers. You know, like I'm good. I want my privacy upheld, and I want to have a good time when I play games. I don't want to deal with any kind of like griefing or terrorism or harassment or hacking. I want natural vibrations. It feels so much better. Like when a dude comes over and he's like max gear and he's like doing it for his boys and he's like, I'm taking the spot over for my boys. Like, you know, I think that's lit. I think it's lit to lose a spot to that. And then when somebody comes over and they cheat even one time, I know it. Like, and I report them right away. Like instantaneously. And I'm instantaneously having a bad time. Not even just cheating, like griefing. Like if somebody like hunts me down exclusively to find me because they know that I'm like live or other worldly things like voyeurism technology and stuff like that, because I've had that as well, where like somebody can find which server I'm on like supernaturally with like hacking software. I've had that. I've had to report people for that, like third party, you know, software abuse, hardware abuse, stuff like that. Botnet abuse. Botters as well are a really big one as well. Like I see people that are like toggle botting. Especially I've seen them at Hysteria, toggle botting. Toggle botting is like where you have a bot on and you're already deep into like astral technology and you're remote controller plexing and you're remote controller plexing botting like a reality basically. And I know that sounds crazy to like some of the lower technologically advanced people, but that's the stage we're kind of in nowadays, is like people are like spoofing a body to like get away with cheating in video games nowadays. And it's so advanced that it's actually scaling into like esports. I've seen it into League of Legends even, where people are using like League of Legends hand scripts where their hand automatically remote controls the mouse to perfectly control characters for them, where they literally segregate their consciousness off of the mouse and off of the body, right? And allow the mouse to be remote controlled automatically based off of a totally different kind of thing. It's like bioscripting. And bioscripting is going to be kind of like the big future coming out. If you don't necessarily believe in it, like it's not something that you get to avoid. It's something that's like a logical thing in the world. It has to do with remote controlling your body, remote controller plexing your body, finding out where your controllers are coming from. And honestly, we're at that point in life where we're like healing blindness and that kind of stuff. We are finding the controls of our body. We are gaining that sentience. We're gaining that prowess of over the world. You know, like there can only be so much randomness, and there can only be so much chaos and so many things in the way until we finally find the root, surround it, and put technology in the middle of it. And that's kind of what's going on right now. Is I do see people that are like this advanced in BDO, and I report them for it. If you see or even think that, you should report them for exactly what you think. Even as crazy as it sounds, it helps. One thing I put in the last video I made that was silent too is do your reports, boys and girls. Please do your reports. Because just the suspicion, all right, I suspect this person is using is going to help. Because I'm already doing it. And I already seen people getting banned for my reports. You know, I used to see them at my spots every single day, and now I see them never. Ever. I never see them. All right. And that changes, you know, like it seriously changes the game, because I knew that they were hacking. They were like, if I die to somebody and it's legit, I'm like, damn, it's your spot, bro. Take it. You know, like, good game. But when they're hacking, I'm like, fuck this guy. Fuck this loser, bro. Fuck this guy. This is bull. You know, I don't want to rage like that, and I don't want to say swears and stuff like that, and I don't want to think like that, and I don't want to feel like that. But I'm like, this guy's cheating 100%. I know it. He's using scalar like dark star hacking. Dark star is like where you like try and scalar permutate every single vector to like hack. You like put an automatic like operating system like that shoots out and hacks the every possible advantage the way they want. And yeah, I mean it's just dumb at this point. Like, why even hack in the first place? You know, like just, you're risking too much. And yeah, there's the opposite end of the spectrum is like, oh, I hacked it all in the first place, right? Or I botted it all in the first place. You know, either or. You know, hacked it all means, you know, literally the dude doesn't have any gear and he can kill you because he can just tell the server that he has gear at every second, right? Even though he doesn't. Or force the server to be like that. There's people that are that advanced in Scalar that they have to be dealt with, and then they disappear. I swear, when they're dealt with by the developers, they disappear. The developers need to be brought aware of the situation, and you and us and we are the front lines, baby. Like, you're the infantry, you're the front lines. They need your eyes and ears and words. If you don't do it, you know, like, then they get off with it. So that's basically one last thing I want to talk about before I get off here is BDO, not BDO, but mobile games and like pay to win games were targeted by dark army lobbying. They want games to be cheap and free, so then you have no outlet and no defense, because they know that if they have to constantly face bans, that they're not going to have their hacker ways last very long. All right, so please lobby. We need you to lobby this logic that buy-in games are legit. They're good. They're good for our culture. They keep people motivated they keep people paid. They put people in jobs where they like literal haven heaven jobs where you make a game or GM for a game or, you know, manage or work for a game institution instead of, you know, like some random, you know, minimum wage, you know, McDonald's worker, right? So these buy-in games, you know, a $60 per copy game, they don't, you know, a millionaire doesn't care about that. A millionaire is going to buy 100 copies and get banned like crazy. Oh, but their Xbox, you know, who cares about their Xbox? They're going to just buy another Xbox. That's just a small buy-in fee, right? They're going to buy 100 Xboxes. Oh, but they're going to get IP banned. No, they're not going to get IP banned. They're going to literally proxy. They're going to use a botnet. You know, they're going to have somebody that's already on ISP, you know, real IRL hacking. Once an ISP gets hacked, they can't give you an IP ban. They can't give you a player ban or a permanent consciousness ban. You know, there's always like a way around it. Like you always think there's a way around it. We already have it established, but there's a way around the way that we established too sometimes. And I'm not trying to advocate, because we have decoherent patterns as well. At the end game, decoherent patterns, decoherent light, like light ripples into sound, in which ripples light, which ripples sound, which ripples light, which ripples sound forever. Okay, that's what a decoherent pattern is. And basically, there's evidence of everything that ever happened just all around us, and it just takes time to tap into it, and then you can basically watch the past. And you already are watching the past. I'm the only one doing this live. Y'all are watching this late. What were you doing? You could have watched it live on God TV with no leg. No, that's not a real thing. The lowest you could possibly get to is like maybe if your soul lived in like a quantum entanglement format of infinitely powerful, you know, oscillating energies that is constantly X-ray liking me. Then you could probably get to a point where you are at no latency, or like a frame of perception will go by and you'll perceive it at the same exact frame. All right. But I'm getting off topic. I'll save that for a different science video or something. This is just a video game video that I really wanted to like preach and teach to y'all that we need the right for buy-in games to be not squanched by darkness, dark army lobbying, and just by the government that might not understand, like, and the people that might not understand, like we're not a majority. Us gamers, gamers are not the majority. We're a minority in a way. Now we're not necessarily a minority, but we're not fully represented. Like there's no gamer alliance representative. We don't have like a chief of gaming, and we don't have like a what is the word for it? Um, congressman of gaming. But yep, thank y'all for watching. Have a good day. Covered in blood. That's lit. Hero blood, baby.